Chapter 26, The Science of Kriya Yoga. The science of Kriya Yoga, mentioned so often in these pages, became widely known in modern India through the instrumentality of Lahiri Mahasya, my Guru's Guru. The Sanskrit root of Kriya is Kri, to do, to act and react. The same root is found in the word karma, the natural principle of cause and effect. The Kriya Yoga is thus union yoga with the infinite through a certain action or rite, kriya. A yogi who faithfully practices the technique is gradually freed from karma or the lawful chain of cause-effect equilibriums. Because of certain ancient yogic injunctions, I may not give a full explanation of Kriya Yoga in a book intended for the general public. The actual technique should be learned from an authorized Kriya Yogi, or of Self-Realization Fellowship, Yoga Satsang Society of India. Here is a broad reference must suffice. Kriya Yoga is a simple psychophysiological method by which human blood is decarbonated and recharged with oxygen. The atoms of this extra oxygen are transmitted into life current to rejuvenate the brain and spinal centers. By stopping the accumulation of venous blood, the yogi is able to lessen or prevent the decay of tissues. The advanced yogi transmutes his cells into energy. Elijah, Jesus, Kabir, and other prophets were past masters in the use of Kriya or a similar technique, by which they caused their bodies to materialize and dematerialized at will. Kriya is an ancient science. Lahiri Mahasya received it from his great Guru Babaji, who rediscovered and clarified the technique after it had been lost in the dark ages. Babaji renamed it simply Kriya Yoga. The Kriya Yoga that I am giving to the world through you in this 19th century, Babaji told Lahiri Mahasya, is a revival of the same science that Krishna gave millenniums ago to Arjun, and that was later known to Patanjali and Christ and to Saint John, Saint Paul and other disciples. Kriya Yoga is twice referred to by Lord Krishna, India's greatest prophet, in the Bhagavad Gita. One stanza reads, offering the inhaling breath into the exhaling breath, and offering the exhaling breath into the inhaling breath, the yogi neutralizes both breaths. Thus he releases prana from the heart and brings life force under his control. The interpretation is, the yogi arrests decay in the body by securing an additional supply of prana, life force, through quieting the action of the lungs and heart. He also arrests mutations of growth in the body by control of apana, eliminating current. Thus, neutralizing decay and growth, the yogi learns life force control. Another Gita stanza states that meditation expert Muni becomes eternally free, who, seeking the supreme goal, is able to withdraw from external phenomena by fixing his gaze within the mid spot of the eyebrows and by neutralizing the even currents of prana and apana that flow within the nostrils and lungs, and to control his sensory mind and intellect, and to banish desire, fear and anger. Krishna also relates that it was he, in a former incarnation, who communicated the indestructible yoga to an ancient illuminato, Vivaswat, who gave it to Manu, and the great legislator he in turn instructed Ikshvaku, founder of India's solar warrior dynasty. Passing thus from one to another, the royal yoga was guided by the rishis until the coming of the materialistic ages. Then, because of priestly secrecy and men's indifference, the sacred lore gradually became inaccessible. Kriya Yoga is mentioned twice by the ancient sage Patanjali, foremost exponent of yoga, who wrote, Kriya Yoga consists of body discipline, mental control and meditating on Om. Patanjali speaks of God as the actual cosmic sound of Om that is heard in meditation. Om is the creative word, the word of the vibratory motor, the witness of divine presence. Even the beginner in yoga may soon hear the wondrous sound of Om. Through his blissful spiritual encouragement, he becomes convinced that he is in communion with the supernal realms. Patanjali refers a second time to the kriya technique or the life force Thus, liberation can be attained by that pranayam, which is accomplished by disjoining the course of inspiration and expiration. Saint Paul knew kriya yoga or a similar technique by which he could switch life currents to and from the senses. He was therefore able to say, I protest by our rejoicing which I have in Christ, I die daily, by a method of centering inwardly all body forces, which ordinarily is directed only outwardly to the sensory world, thus lending it a seeming validity. Saint Paul experienced daily a true yoga union with the rejoicing bliss of the Christ consciousness. In that fallacious state, he was conscious of being dead or freed from sensory delusions, the world of Maya. In the initial states of God